Hello friends. Hello friends, myself Amit Patel. Now it is my next lecture on Indian polity, and in last lecture we have seen about up to the article 18. Now we will going to proceed with next article 19. But before that we will try to cover the what is vertical reservation and how Mandal Commission report is established. So first backward class commission was established under the leadership of Kaka Kalekar. So, under the leadership of Kaka Kalekar, first backward class commission is established, and it is according to the Article 340 of the Constitution. So, Article 340 gives the first backward class commission. After that, first backward commission, what was the date? 29 January 1953. So, it was the date, and it under the leadership of Kaka Kalelkar, it was established. Now, in the 1979, exactly, you just remember the year 1979, under the Morarji Desai government. What was happened under the Morarji Desai government? BP Mandal was the head of that committee, and one commission is established. And under the under the leadership of BP Mandal, that commission is established, and that commission was aim. What was the aim of that commission? To examine the socially and educationally backward class of the country, and that commission submitted its report in after 1 year in 1980, and that commission told that there are 3743 caste which are socially and educationally backward class, and that are around the 52% of the total population of India, that are nothing but the OBC population. So friend, you are getting my point, that is nothing but the OBC population, and according to that, that OBC population was there, and according to that, commission was established. And now that commission that commission, what it suggested, that there are 3400 and miss around 3743 castes are there in India, that amounts to 52%, and that are socially and educationally backward. So what we have to do? So we have to give them a reservation. So after 10 years, VP Singh government was there, and VP Singh government what declared? 27% reservation in the jobs to the OBC. The VP Singh government gave the 27% reservation to the OBCs in the government jobs. After that, after that 1 year, the Narasimha Rao government came, and Narasimha Rao government, along with giving the 27% reservation to the OBC, they give extra 10% reservation to the general category, means those who are socially and economically backward class from the general category, they give the reservation. And that after that famous 1992 Mandal case was there. So Mandal case, what the Mandal case was there? So in 1992, again Mandal commission report, means on that Mandal case was there, 1992. What Supreme Court observed? The Supreme Court want the, means they told that 10% general reservation, 10% reservation which is given to the general category, means economically backward class, that reservation is invalid, they declared. And after that, they validated the 27% reservation. Then they told that creamy layer should be there in OBC. You're getting? Means creamy layer is there and non-creamy layer is there, means those who are creamy layer, they should be avoided. You're getting? Then after that, they omitted the 10% reservation to EBC from general, economically backward class of general. And Supreme Court suggested that no promotion, no reservation in promotion, means promotional reservation, they told that it should be vanished. Promotional reservation, it is not accepted, that is told by Supreme Court. After that, and they told that to develop the SC/ST caste, there should be the commission. After that, what happened? No carry forward rule is there. Supreme Court mentioned some guidelines. Carry forward rules means last year post and this year post should not be mixed together. These recommendations are told by Supreme Court, and Supreme Court suggested so many things. But after that, what state did in 1953? Sorry, in 1993, 1993, Ram Nandan Committee is established. Why Ram Nandan Committee is established? Ram Nandan Committee is established to identify the creamy layers in OBC, and Ram Nandan Committee identified the creamy layers, those which are in creamy layer section of the OBCs, that should be excluded from the list, because non-creamy layer should get the benefit, more and more benefit they should get. That's why they excluded the creamy layer, and Ram Nandan Committee identified the creamy layer of the among the OBCs. After that, National Commission for Backward Classes, means inclusion and exclusion from the OBC category, that did by the National Commission for Backward Classes, that was also established. You can see that 77 Amendment Act of 1995, it included the 16(4)(a) clause. So already we have seen these in next lecture. Just we also see in UPSC examination, you have to mention the case studies also, and case studies are very much important. Whenever you will see the case studies, then Nagraj versus Union of India 2006, that case is very much important. It introduced the uh, it it introduced the challenging article 16(4)(a). So which case is a challenge to article 16 clause 4 subclause A? You can mention the case Nagaraj versus Union of India 2006. That is very much famous case. So by seeing this case, you will understand what was the verdict of that case given by the court. And after that, what is the 85th constitutional amendment of 2001, that told that consequential seniority, and that consequential seniority should be there. Means if consequences are there, and if the seniority should be provided, then that is okay, that is validated in the 85th amendment of 2001. That was also given yesterday. So many of my friends, they told that you should means you should teach this kind of uh, you should mention the questions regarding UPSC also. So I will mention which kind of questions will be asked in UPSC examination. Now, backward vacancies means last year post and this year post which will not be extended. 50% more reservation should not be there, because most of you know that Tamil Nadu gave the 69% reservation to OBCs. The total reservation is 69%, means 50% reservation to OBC in Tamil Nadu, and 69% reservation they gave. And after that, what they did, they putted this reservation. Excuse me, net is not there. Okay, now it is okay. So they gave the 69% reservation to the OBC category. And after that, what was happened? After giving the reservation, they have putted this reservation system into the ninth schedule. And article 31b says that if any law is in ninth schedule, if any law is in ninth schedule, then what will happen? If any law is in ninth schedule, then we can't approach to any type of court for that law. So this thing is mentioned in article 31b. So according to that, Ram Nandan Committee, National Commission for SC and ST, you have to understand, and these things are very much important. Now friends, what is the reservation, what is vertical and horizontal reservation, these things you have to understand. So vertical and horizontal reservation I'm not teaching now, because if you have any queries regarding vertical and horizontal reservation, you just mention me in comments. In next lecture probably I will teach that one. Now we'll see about article 19. So what is article 19? Basically article 19 gives six types of freedom to the citizens. So earlier that used to give the how many types of freedoms? Earlier it gives the seven kinds of freedoms. Now this is giving only six kind of freedoms, because 191F, it is related to the property, and that now it is means it has been repealed. and it is included in Article 300A and Part 12 of the Constitution along with Article 31. No, so now we will see the six freedoms which are given to article which are given in Article 19. So from Article 19 we'll start today. So what is Article 19 exactly? So it is giving the rights. First, Article 19(1)(a), right to freedom of speech and expression. We'll see all these things. So friends, what is the thing? First, I think internet is not proper. Wait. So Article 19 is giving the right to the citizens. Along with that is giving the state restrictions. Means whenever it is giving right to the citizens, then it is giving the restrictions to the state also. What is the right to the citizen? Freedom of speech and expression. And if you are saying me that Article 19(1)(a), it is also available to the press also. Means in India the press is not having the separate article. The press rights are also included in Article 19(1)(a). So that is the 19(1)(a). After that, right to assemble, 19(1)(b). What is it? Right to assemble. Assemble is there, but what is the criteria? Assemble peacefully. Peace is required. You can say the example, and without arms and ammunition, arms or weapons, without carrying the weapons. That means you can cite the example of Maratha Andolan. That is also okay. Mukh Morcha, you remembered? I think you heard in news that one. Assemble. Then right to form association. Right to form association, that is coming under 19(1)(c). But right to form association is okay, but right to be part of the association, that is not the fundamental right. This thing is very much important. You are getting my point, what I'm trying to say? See, right to form association, it is the fundamental right, but right to be part of the association, it is not the fundamental right. So this is the Article 19(1)(c). After that, right to uh, for assemble, we saw already. Right to assemble, but after that, right to form association. Then right to movement. What is movement? Movement should be temporary or permanent. Means from one part of the country to the another part of the country, we can go anywhere. That is right to movement is there. Right to reside, and right to reside is there. And right to practice. Right to practice, we can either say as right to evocation. Means in every state, from one state to another, we can do the small trade or business. We can do, and nobody can say anything to us. That is also there. So it is included in Article 19. And Article 19, what are the state is dealing from Article 2 to 6. Right to the states, you can say. Right to bear arms and ammunition should be means HV Kamath. HV Kamath actually, while designing the constitution, HV Kamath suggested that right to bear arms and ammunition that should be there, but actually it is rejected. It is rejected. Excuse me, friends, I have to check the internet. If somebody can comment, then please comment in the comment box. Then I can understand that whether comments are going on or not. So HV Kama suggested on 26th June 1995 internal emergency. Actually, 1975 internal emergency was there. So which are the rights curtailed during the emergency? That also that is important. In 75 internal emergency was there. So state is declaring that on the basis of internal security, the peace, the integrity of the nation, unity of the nation, defamation, then, and these reasons, and the friendly relation with the different countries. These things are given by the state to curtail these rights. So how the state is doing its how the state is utilizing its power over article 19, that is very much important, that is given in article 2 19 clause 2 to 19 clause 6. Now, right to receive information, right to express ideas, and right to keep any communication as secret, that is also coming under 90 under article 19, that is also there. So after that, if you will see that article 19 also deals with right to keep any communication as secret and right to express ideas. Lgbtq also coming under that one, express ideas, right to receive information, and that is very much developed. So you can say that article 19 is very much developed. After that, lgbtq homosexuality, if you will see homosexuality, Navtesh Singh versus Union of India, that is very much famous case. Now I will tell you one case, bijoe bijoe Emmanuel versus state of Kerala in 1986. High school assembly was going on, and in that high school assembly, what was happened, national anthem was carried out, and some students were of Jehovah belief, and they told that we should not we should not sing the national anthem. But under the National Honor Act 1971, whether they violated or not, actually the case was there. But after that, Supreme Court, High Court, that they both cleared that it is not necessary to sing the national anthem. We can stand, and we can means we can be we can show the proud towards the national anthem by only standing, it is not necessary. And so many cases are there, Brij Bhushan versus State of Delhi 1950, Sakal Paper versus Union of India 1962. So Sakal Paper case, in that case only, freedom of press is a species of freedom of means 191A included the freedom of press. That is the case of Sakal Paper versus Union of India in 1962. So these things you have to suggest while writing the questions. I hope you understood the article 19. After that, if we will see article 2 to 6, then what is article 2 to 6? Reasonable restrictions by the state, and contempt of court is also included. If state are restricting these kind of six rights from article 191A to 191G by using the articles from article 192 to 196. So this is nothing but very simple. After that, article 20 protection, it gives the protection to the offender, means the protection with regard to the offenses. Now article 20, it is very much necessary because it gives the protection against the offense. So what is the three things which are included in the article 20? So first thing is no ex post facto law, means retrospective effect will not be taken. Means whenever a crime is done, at that time what was the law, according to that law only, the uh, offender should get the punishment. No ex post facto law, means retrospective effect will not be considered. And if the retrospective effect is considered, then that retrospective effect is for the accused benefit, then only that retrospective effect. If certain retrospective effect is minimizing the punishment, then only that retrospective effect is understood. Then no double jeopardy, means if for single crime only one for single crime only one punishment is there, and no double jeopardy is there. We can say nemo debet bit vexary, that is the maxim. And that maxim you should not remember these, because these are the law factors. After that, famous Maqbul Hussain case versus State of Bombay, Maqbul Hussain versus State of Bombay. So uh, he got the guilty under Foreign Exchange Regulation Act and Sea Custom Authority Act. He actually he got the punishment. After that, he seized the illegal gold, and after that he got the punishment according to the Sea Custom Authority Act. After that, court also gave the punishment, that is not the double, it is not coming under the double jeopardy. Now article 20 clause 3, protection against the self incrimination. So what is the protection against self incrimination? Means we cannot give the we cannot give the wordings against ourselves. Means no one can accuse himself by saying the words against it. Means we cannot found guilty to ourselves, we cannot present ourselves as guilty in terms of court. So Nandani Satpathy versus PL Dhoni, this case is very much important. And section 179 and 23, there is a conflict arises, and that conflict is resolved in that case. So Kathi Kalu Oghad versus State of Bombay, that is also very much famous case. And writing specimen thumb and impression, that is valid. Writing specimen thumb impression, that is valid. But nobody can force you to do the narcotic test, that is given in article 20. And article 20 is very much important. If somebody will ask you what is the whether retrospective effect, whether retrospective effect should be there or not there. If the actually retrospective effect you will not be utilized, but if that retrospective effect is the benefit for the offender, then only that retrospective effect is considered. After that we will see the article 21. So article 21 gives the right to life. Right to life in 1950, AK Gopalan versus State of Punjab, in that case it is mentioned that only human is like only animal, human's life is like animal's life. And according to that 21 is working. But in famous 1978 Menka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978 case, it was mentioned that human's life is not up to the animal existence. Human life is to live with dignity, and dignity is so much important while living. So dignity and respect living human life is so much important, that is mentioned in article 21. So procedure established by law before 1978 it was there at in India, but after 1978 we followed due process of law. And procedure established by law and due process of law is same after 1978 in India, and we followed the both. So earlier only procedure established by law is there, now we are going towards the due process of law. Then principle of natural justice, that is first one. What is the first point of that one? That is unheard, that is judge or case rescues, and bona fide or bias. So this principle of natural justice, that is also coming under the article 21. So article 21 is much more important. Why? Because it gives the right to life of dignity. Whether the right to die is there, in that euthanasia is there. What is euthanasia? Active euthanasia, passive euthanasia, these case studies are coming in the part of ethics, and that ethics subject is very much important in the UPSC examination. So you have to read the case studies of ethics. What is the Aruna Shanbag case, that is very much famous. So please comment me what you heard about the Aruna Shanbag case. So we will discuss. So right to die with dignity and respect, that is in article 21. So euthanasia, what is living will, how the right to execute living will is there or not. And living will, if you want to die, whether it is permissible in India, you have to check that one, and please comment article 21. So right to privacy, it is also coming under article 21. So you know that Santara practice is carried out. So what was the decision of court regarding Santara? That is also asked, and that also you have to mention. That also you have to mention in your case studies and main answer. So main answer should be very attractive, and to make attractive it, you have to mention these things. Now what should be there? Now, along with the right to privacy, right to live life with dignity, right to livelihood is also there in article 21. So right to livelihood, right to shelter, right to shelter. If the right to privacy is there, you can mention the example of Aadhaar Act. right to shelter, right to health. These things are there. Right to travel abroad, it is also coming under Article 21. So it is also coming under Article 21. Right to live with human dignity, right to live in free means non-polluted environment, right to free legal aid, right to free education, free and compulsory education up to the 14 years. But we will see this regarding Article 21A. Right to solitary confinement, right to solitary confinement, right against handcuffing, right against handcuffing, right against right against speedy trial, right to sleep, right to marriage, that is also coming. And this list you can see in Lakshmikant book, and some of the list which is not covered there, that I am mentioning. That right to bounded labor is there, right to free medical treatment in government hospital, right to hearing, right to reputation. These are the rights, and so many rights are there. Right to appeal from a judgment, and right to get a free legal aid, already we have mentioned. So these things are coming in Article 21. Article 21 is very much important, and so much upcoming developments are going on in Article 21. Now Article 21A. Article 21A, actually in Article 21, if you'll see that right ID. Now we'll see Article 21A. That is the last article of today. So whenever we are talking about Article 21A, in Article 21A, what was the case? Article 21A is the right to education. Right to education means free and compulsory education from means 6 to 14 years of age. Article 21A, it gives the right to education from 6 to 14 years of age. So in Article 21A, it shall provide free and compulsory education to all the children up to the age from 6 to 14 years in the manner as the parliament is suggesting. So earlier, these are the developments. If somebody will ask you which are kind of questions they will ask you regarding means from Article 21A perspective. So what are the salient features of Right to Education Act you are getting, and what are the proposed changes to it, and bring out your suggestions to make elementary education more effective in India. How the elementary education is more effective in India, that is the question regarding means. And while mentioning this, you have to talk about the free education. You have to talk about the you have to talk about the different training programs, how the boards are there, education boards are there. You have to mention all these things, and you have to make your answer very proper. Up to now, Article 21A we have seen means in speedy method. I will give my notes to you also. If somebody is following my lecture, it is my humble request to all of you that please just follow me on Instagram. My Instagram ID is APCROAZ, APCROZ, APCROAZ, APCROZ. Please follow me on Instagram and subscribe my channel, and please share with all of your friends. I will try to cover all polity syllabus in very simple way. So hope you like my lecture. Thank you so much. That's all for the day. We'll cover next articles in the next lecture of fundamental rights. Thank you so much.